This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. I'm here with agent Ed Bannias. Since 1995, he has been a five-star award-winning real estate agent that has represented both buyers and sellers and has remained determined to help you make the best possible decisions. I'm joined here with residential specialist with HomeSmart. Thanks for joining us today, Ed.
Thanks, Gary. Appreciate being here. Thank you.
Let's start off a little bit about yourself. You have been crafting your real estate business for nearly a quarter of a century. Over the past 10 years, you have been named, I believe, 8 times as a five-star award winner, which is given to less than 7% of the agents across the Denver metro area. Share with me a little bit how this passion for real estate got you started.
Well, when I first moved here to Colorado in '77, I was cutting hair. I owned a couple of hair salons, and one of the gentlemen that I was taking care of for years said, "You ought to get into real estate. You've got a good personality. You're smart." So I bought a piece of land. I sold it. I bought a few rental properties, managed them, and I said, "You know what? People die with music still in them, and maybe this is where I want to head." And I ended up going to the school, taking the test, and out on the streets, and right from day one, did real well. So I've been thankful for the past 30 years to be in this industry, so it's been wonderful.
Never looked back. Bought a piece of land in '77. You moved here in the '90s to the specific area. Let me ask you this: what do you feel attracts home buyers to the state of Colorado and specifically the Denver area?
Well, I can speak specifically to Parker. It's got a small town feel, even though it's growing quite a bit. Douglas County is a fantastic county to live in here in the state of Colorado. The weather, I'm sure many people that you've spoken to that talks about the weather, you get the 4 seasons, but we have the semi-dry climate, so it's just wonderful. So we have an influx of people coming from all over the country. People from Texas love to come here.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell you what, it's only going to help to have prices go up even further because of the supply and demand.
Absolutely. I mean, for 2 decades, you've continued to gain knowledge of the real estate market. Why do you think real estate continues to be a preferred investment in many portfolios?
Well, the best investment on earth is earth. And the fact is, get your dream home now, get established, and realize that it's a longevity thing. For the most part, you need to buy real estate and wait. Don't wait to buy real estate.
Correct.
And let it sit and let it manifest, and you'll see that it goes up. Since 1970, prices have gone up, skyrocketed. And in the last 10 years, anybody that's been in a home 10 years is really happy about where they're sitting right now. And they can take that money if they want. I always say, marry the home, date the rate. So if you can find your home right now, even though the market's a little soft, if you can find your home right now and you have equity in your home, that strategy will work to purchase another home. And yes, you might take it in the beginning, a haircut because of the rate, but next year I believe rates will go down due to the presidential election coming up. They'll want to show some decline in the rates, and the fact of the matter is you can then reduce the rate by refinancing.
So always an investment, definitely for the long term as well. I mean, many people out there are driven by the benefit of investment, but some really, especially when it comes to first-time home buyers, it is still the American dream to own a home. Do you enjoy assisting those that are on that journey?
Without question, this business is all about building relationships with buyers and sellers, not to mention title escrow officers, lenders, inspectors, and over 30 years, 3 decades, of working in this industry, I've been able to do that. I love to paint vivid pictures when I'm talking to folks that may not understand the real estate market as well as maybe myself because of all the longevity I have in it. But painting pictures is important, building relationships with them, letting them trust, letting them see you're a good communicator, letting them know that you're putting their interests in front of them, in front of your own, letting them know that you're going to seek price and terms acceptable to them.
The buying process, it's an exciting process, yet it can be overwhelming. It can be even frustrating. Are you able to kind of hold their hand and walk them through those steps and keep in touch with them?
Communication, as I mentioned, is so critically important. Letting them know what happens daily, or at least in the marketplace. Letting them know that if you don't have the answer, you'll get the answer. That you have sources to go out there and seek out the answer. So, and that's important with sellers also. They want to know, what is my home worth? Gary, I've been hired by a large credit union, and they call me up and they ask me to give value on their properties that they may have to reacquire. And I do what's called broker price opinions. So I know how to find the right price. And let's face it, the public, every seller wants to sell their home for top dollar.
Sure.
But the fact of the matter is, the public shows a willingness of what they're ready to pay. And we have to take that into consideration. So
it's important to get that price right on the front end,
absolutely.
Obviously, so you're not taking too long and not rushing it too quick. That's great. So obviously, as a professional realtor, communication is top for you. As you navigate through the process with them, do you enjoy getting to know them, knowing what their needs are so you can find what they're looking for?
Without question. You have to be a good listener. You have to know what it is they want, what it is they need, and then set up different listing alerts where they can get a communication from you that says, hey, guess what? This became available today. It gives them a quick alert. And knowing their wants and needs is so critical. But listening is in anything. A lot of people say that good listeners are good conversationalists.
Yeah. I mean, real estate is a large financial transaction. It's not to be taken lightly. Why is it important when selling a home to not go it alone? Throw a for sale by owner sign up on the lawn and call it a day? Why is it important to have a professional in your corner at that important time?
Gary, that's a great question. And first off, if you put a sign out front, there may be somebody that comes to your door and says, hey, this is exactly what we're looking for, and can we see it? Can we see it? Can we come in and see it? You don't know who they are. You don't know where they've been. You don't know what they can afford. They may be great people, but who knows? By having a realtor and a sign in the yard, you can say, that's great, you're going to love this place, my home is fantastic, we've done a lot to it, but please do me a favor, there's a sign right out there. Call that gentleman right there or that lady right there and tell them that you have an interest, and they'll bring you in. That way we can get them pre-qualified to make sure that they are real, true buyers and not somebody just looking to scam.
I can't imagine. I mean, the vetting process you guys do is very for my time as well. I mean, your number one priority is helping clients make the best possible decisions. How has being a real estate agent and an REO agent with Belco provided you with maybe insights that maybe other agents may not have?
Well, it just shows all the different facets of this business. You can own a residential property. Banks can contact different agents that have the expertise to say, hey, unfortunately we've had to acquire something and we want you to help us fix it up, recommend what needs to be taken care of, and get it on the market so we can get some of our money back. That's a very important aspect. Yeah. There's been short sales. There's been, of course, the repos we just talked about. But the fact of the matter is, this is an ever-changing, every year it seems that things change, and the fact is, over the last 10 years, it's been a fantastic market for folks. So now it's a little bit slower.
I think it's nice to have somebody in your corner, like you say, can actually put the right price on that home to make sure you get the most from it, but yet in the shortest time possible so it's not sitting on the market.
I do my best.
Yep, excellent. Let's face it, real estate has many moving parts. I mean, many questions arise throughout that journey. How to choose the right mortgage company, how owners can benefit from their equity, from moving to inspections. Our newsletter is just one of the ways that you help educate the public.
As a matter of fact, yes. Every 2 weeks I put out a newsletter. And folks are more than welcome to sign up if they like. I'll give them my email address here. But the fact is, after 30 years, I've established relationships with title escrow officers. I have the same lender I've been using for 25 years. He's top shelf. He knows how to get it done. When he says a person's golden, they're golden, no doubt about it. Inspectors, I've used the same inspectors for 20 years. These guys are not alarmists, but they are very thorough, and I think that's very important. My folks would rather know before they buy what's going on than after they buy.
Okay.
And these guys are not afraid to point things out. However, they do it in a fashion that it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Homes mostly are not sold new, and they're not being sold as not having to need a little bit of work. But the fact of the matter is, you still want to make sure you're getting all the systems of the home in good working condition.
Everyone loves to buy, nobody likes to be sold, is what I always say. I mean, so really just an education process, showing people what it's all about, and they're going to make that decision.
It's the happy struggle.
I mean, as you read the great reviews of past clients, and as you welcome new ones just starting their real estate journey, are you always aware they had a choice to choose you, and are you grateful and honored to put their trust in you?
Boy, you are good, Gary. You're exactly right. I realize 100% that there's many realtors out there. And when they choose me, 100% I put them in front of me. And I realize everything I do is to shield them, to help them, to guide them. Ultimately, it's their decision. But I'm not afraid to give my opinion. And I just can't tell you how much I admire everybody that gave me an opportunity. I'm very appreciative.
Let me ask you this. 5-star award winning. What does that mean to you when it comes to being recognized like that?
Well, I've been recognized 10 times over, and the fact is, it's not, Gary, about how much volume you produce in this particular marketplace. What it's about is customer service. How your clients have answered questions that they've thrown out there about your work, your ethic, your knowledge, your transparency, and your honesty. And I think that award that's only given to 7% of the realtors in the metro area is something I'm very proud of.
Definitely. I believe all successful people out there don't sit on their laurels. They believe they're only as good as their last client, and that sounds like how you do it yourself.
If you're looking for a helping hand, it starts at the end of your sleeve.
That is excellent. Viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. On the website, check out the search engine. You find your dream home or your next investment property right there. Check out his social media posts and subscribe to his newsletter, and you will learn and be inspired with his lifestyle articles. Once again, that is Ed Bannias, a 5-star award-winning agent helping you make the best decisions. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.